Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know I said I was going to post an in-game review, and I haven't, just because I haven't seen it again, so technically, I didn't lie to you. And I'm not sure if I am going to see it again before it comes out on Blu-ray, and even if I did see it again, since I know it's being re-released, it's just too late to make an in-game review. But what I am going to do is make a Spider-Man Far From Home review. I was going to do a Men in Black review, but I was like, how big is the crossover between Marvel, Star Wars, and Men in Black? I guess it's kind of pretty large, but I didn't feel like doing it. And I haven't made a Dark Phoenix review just because I didn't feel like making it. So here we go into the Far From Home review. Spoiler warning, by the way. So let's cut to the chase. What did I think about Spider-Man Far From Home? And the answer is I thought it was a pretty good movie. I mean, it's not like mind-blowing like Endgame, and it wasn't like lackluster like Venom was. It was just kind of like, on the plus side, which all Marvel movies are. I think I prefer this to Captain Marvel, but I mean, I have to see Captain Marvel again. There aren't too many things that I disliked about this movie. Like when I was watching it, there wasn't something that just irked me, like, because this makes me so mad. Like with, say, other movies. Like, it's not that I didn't like Endgame, it's just that there were some, like, stuff I found. But I loved Endgame. I don't know why I'm saying that. But anyway, there's nothing that stood out to me as annoying or vexing or anything like that. Actually, that's a lie. The one thing I didn't like is, in the scene where he goes to Berlin and he meets with Nick Fury and he's up in like the table talking to him. So I thought that was a real Nick Fury, and so then I was confused later on in the movie when he was talking to Mysterio and acting like he was a hero, because I was like, wait, doesn't he already know? And then it took me a moment and I was like, oh yeah, that was just one of Mysterio's illusions. That's really the only thing that like stood out to me and made my movie going experience less enjoyable. But other than that, it was pretty good. I mean, there wasn't anything super bothersome about the movie. This movie kind of reminds me of Men in Black International, so stick with me here when you hear it, alright? So, pretty much all the other Spider-Man movies are confined to New York, like Men in Black 1, 2, and, okay, maybe not 3, but at least 1 and 2, and I guess most of 3, actually. And this one, and Men in Black International, they were both in Europe, so in this one, he's going to different cities around Europe, Venice, Prague, London, and all those other types of stuff. And same in Men in Black International. I'm not going to spoil that. But it does kind of remind me of it, since they're all traveling around Europe doing stuff. If you see Men in Black International, you're probably also thinking about the same thing I am, that it was a big thing in Spider-Man Far From Home, but I'm not going to mention that just because I don't want to spoil Men in Black. As for some Easter eggs that I, myself, caught, and not that I watched another video of, and I was like, let me put that in my video. The first thing that I would like to talk about is the fact that in the MCU, that main universe is called the Marvel 616 universe, which is just a really big Easter egg to the comics, because the main universe in the comics is Marvel 616. Now, the universe that Mysterio is from is 833, which, I mean, I was pretty sure that was going to be a big Easter egg. Well, not a big Easter egg, but at least an Easter egg, because I watched too much New Rockstars, and I know what to look for in Marvel movies now. And so I looked up Marvel 833 on Fandom, definitely not sponsored by them, by the way, plus I'm never going to get a sponsor. And it's basically the home universe of Spider-Man UK, so that's just a nice touch. No, I guess this really isn't an Easter egg, but I kind of like the retcon they did, and that the Mysterio's head assistant is that guy that Obadiah, what's his name, was yelling at in the first Iron Man movie, and that Mysterio was in the background of Civil War. By the way, he's not. I looked, unless I just have horrible vision and I can't see him. But I did go back to Civil War, and I found the scene. I didn't see him in the background. I saw a guy that's like probably not him, because he doesn't look like Jake Gyllenhaal. But yeah, I guess the one thing I didn't really like about the movie is that Mysterio is, surprising absolutely nobody, the bad guy. I mean, I think everyone who's at least on the internet pretty much knew that Mysterio is going to be the bad guy, and that the elementals, who definitely aren't Benders from Avatar, are just illusions. I actually have no idea why Mysterio needed Edith, because, I mean, he was doing all the illusions before he had it. So what did getting Edith do for him? Like, I guess it gave him access to more drones, but he clearly had access to tons of drones before then, so I really don't see what it was. Yeah. Now, let's talk about post-credit scene. First off, let me start with some stalling, explanation of what the post-credit scenes were, just in case you were one of the 5 people who actually leave the movie theater, like right when the credits start rolling, instead of waiting until the end, or at least until the theater puts like the lights on like full brightness so that you know the movie's ended and you can go, and if there isn't like a scene that's coming afterwards. Because Marvel has got you so used to post-credit scenes that at the end of movies like Men in Black, you're like, should I wait? There might be a post-credit scene. They don't really do these, but there hasn't been one out since 2012, so how would I know? And, they haven't turned the lights full brightness in the theater yet, so I'm just gonna stay until they do and start memorizing who the cinematographer and the guy who delivered pizza to the set was. And then you go down to like the entrance of the theater where they have like the guys waiting there and like, thank you, have a nice day and stuff. Because you were trying to look up on your phone whether or not there was an end credit scene, and then you actually shut it down, so you have to, boot it back up, and then the guy next to you is looking at you like you shouldn't be on your phone, but they're not going to say anything, and they kind of look at you and they're just like, no one else is on their phone. And then so you take your phone, you go down there to the movie theater entrance, and you're like, hey, is there a post-credit scene, like halfway through the credits? And then they're like, no, there isn't. And you're like, why did I wait here? Why didn't I look this up before? Why am I not smart? And then as you're walking out from the theater, you go to the guys right across the hall who have like the showing that's right after yours, and you're like, hey guys, it's not a post-credit scene, by the way, so you don't need to stay until like the lights come on. Anyways, the first post-credit scene is he's swinging with MJ, and then he like drops her off, and then he gets on the lamp and he just sits there and like watches the news, and our favorite J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson appears, and he's all like, Spider-Man is a horrible guy, the classic stuff. And then Mysterio has that video where he's Spider-Man's the bad guy, and then Spider-Man's the one who tries to kill everybody, and then he reveals Spider-Man's identity, which is just horrible for Peter Parker, let's be honest. That wasn't like the biggest post-credit scene. That's kind of just setting up something that's like a classic Spider-Man thing, and I actually didn't realize that. We haven't had that in this Spider-Man series, the MCU one yet, but now we do, and I guess that's great. We had it in the first 3, the Tobey Maguire one, and so, I'm not like super pumped, I'm not like dreading this, The second post-credit scene, and the money one, is that Nick Fury is on a spaceship, and that Nick Fury and Maria Hill were Skrulls. I guess the whole movie. For some reason, my overactive brain thought that like, oh, they've been Skrulls the entire time. Like, Nick Fury in the MCU was Talos. Also, I thought Talos like went away with Captain Marvel at the end of her movie. I thought they were like light years away from Earth. But anyway, Nick Fury is on a ship with a bunch of Skrulls, and he's yelling orders around, so I presume he's in charge, not a prisoner, which at first I thought he was. And this sets up Sword. I actually had no clue what it was. Like, I thought, like, what's he doing in there? And then I watched some videos, and they were like, it's probably Sword. And I'm like, you're right, it's probably Sword. And the big setup there is that, first off, the MCU is going to go cosmic. The directors have confirmed. And I am going to make a video about this in the future, hopefully. So make sure you smash that like button if you want it. And also, who is in charge of Sword for a little bit of time, at least in that one animated show? That's right, none other than Captain Marvel. So I think this really sets up the cosmic phase. It's not too much to be theorizing about for this, but it is a really nice, setup for the movie. The last thing I would like to talk about before I sign off is that there are a bunch of scenes or lines in the trailer that didn't actually show up in the movie. For starters, that restaurant fight scene that was in the trailer and that everyone kind of presumed was before he left on vacation, that wasn't in the movie. Neither was him talking to the cops and roasting them. Neither was him talking to that deli guy from the first movie. And neither was that line in the trailer where Happy was all like, you're all alone, your friends are in danger, what are you gonna do? That line was not in the movie, at least I don't remember it was. But, this movie was pretty solid in general. I think overall, if I was scoring it, I would probably give it like a solid 6 out of 10. It's not that it was bad, it's just that there's so many other movies that are much better, like Infinity War, Endgame. And so, It's kind of like that commercial where anymore in the MCU, just good is not good enough. In conclusion, if I had a spare weekend, I would definitely go see Spider-Man Far From Home again in theaters. And it's a movie that I would download on my phone and watch on vacations and stuff over and over again. I thought it was really solid, and I cannot wait to see what Marvel has next up for this character. Now, make sure to smash that like button, not in the weird way, and subscribe to me. Give your opinions on this movie down below. I don't really respond to the comments, but I do read them all of like the 4 I get. Yeah, I just feel like cringe saying that classic YouTube outro. But I'm gonna see you in the next video. Should be coming within like a month, but I mean, if it's not in a month, expect a year. And as always, get out there and defend Yavin.